party system where you have to use the altitude and the longitude. You cannot leave a distance of polling unit. You cannot submit the same result. It can be verifiable. These are all the holistic things that we need to look at, my brother. It is not just looking at what court has said. We need to look at all the parameters, all the issues that have to do, and the structure of the electoral process. And at the end of the day, we can be able to see, does the outcome justifiable, and the court done something wrong when many of us don't have opportunity of attending court cases and making the evidence available to the citizens.
All right, comrade, I know you talked about the political party agents, you talked about the political elites themselves, you talked about INEC, but let's stay on the issue of INEC. What about the issues that are within the confines of INEC itself? Now, they fail to live up to some of their responsibilities. So don't they have a share in the blame of the election petition cases that was seen, being rampant, especially in this last election season cycle?
Let me tell you one thing that many Nigerians don't know, and even a lot of the media don't care to know. It is the fact that unless you are the election officers that take interest in it, even some observers also don't know because of inexperience. Number one, what is the recruitment process of ad hoc staff? The power of the election, according to the Electoral Act in Nigeria, lie in the polling unit and the Ward Collation Center, which is called RAC. Now, the point is this: the INEC Resident Electoral Commissioner, the INEC National Chairman, and INEC EOs at local government level does not possess the power to cancel elections. So what the politician simply does, they go to the polling unit. That is where, with power of money and arms, compel INEC to be able to act in a particular way. And those INEC that are presiding officers are not mostly INEC staff. They are just like NYC and can be brought in anywhere. You will not be able to know what's happening. When the election result is declared, rightly or wrongly, at the polling unit, and you take it to the RAC center at the ward level, and the election is declared at that level, whatever you take to the state,
yes,
can only be validated. Yeah, can only be invalid by court. So what the politician simply does, even the lawyers are not aware. The lawyers don't participate at that level. That is why you find that a lot of political, if you don't see some of those things, those are very, very critical. So what the blame that we have to INEC is the fact that why is it that the quality and caliber of people that preside over our elections are polling units, which a lot of people ignore. Is where the problem is. What do we need to do? So it is still the same about issue of evidence. Like me, I queried the reg in Kogi State. That's why the matter have not got into court. Why is it that INEC declare results and those polling units where there are crisis? Because when we talk of INEC, what is the level of INEC are we talking? The presiding officer is supposedly to be an INEC ad hoc staff. The EOs are INEC staff. The reg is INEC political appointee. Now you now have what is called returning officer. Returning officer at various levels of EO of local government and state level and federal level. They can only collate, declare, and return whatever has been brought to them at that various level. That is where the issue is. So the challenge that we have, what about the law of security agent? When the election was not declared at the polling unit, what did the policemen at that level, what order have been given to them? What did the political party do? Did the journalists were able to, when they will sit down and go and interview governors, interview candidates, and they will not go down to the grassroots to see what actually happened at the level of polling unit? And to me, this is where many of the journalists in Nigeria are guilty. They also have electoral manuals to study. How many of the Nigerian journalists today that are reporting the election have copies of electoral act? Despite that this is on the internet and you can download it to know what is happening. Because they also don't have enough personnel. So they sit down in the universities, interview candidates. They want to go interview governorship candidate. They want to go interview presidential candidate. And this is where we have that problem. Or local government candidates or senators. Where did he vote? They are the ones that they will be talking to on the processes of election. So as far as I'm concerned, the issue here is about processes. And unless all of us collectively, without exception, follow election from the beginning, in all the structures, we can be able to examine it. And when the matter finally make pronouncement in court, we'll be able to say, and like the judges will tell you, it is what is before them. Lawyers have a way of coining their technicalities to be able to prove the fact that this is right or wrong within the same law. They are using the same law, the same electoral act, the same Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria. But those of us that are stakeholders in this election must always take interest in the processes from the beginning and not the outcome.
Comrade, the political high class has been blamed for hijacking the judiciary, and many opine that it is the reason for the verdicts that we are seeing so far. Based on the thoughts that you have shared with us, of course, you have different opinions, and you talked about even the electorate themselves not being fully, understanding or knowing of the practical issues that has to do with our elections, and we just focus on the presidential elections, governorship elections, and all of that. But people, what do you say to people who feel as though the political class has hijacked the judiciary? Is there no form of iota of truth in their accusation?
There cannot be smoke without fire. How does the judges themselves appointed? We have raised it several times. Even INEC officials, how they appointed. What is the process of appointment? They are also Nigerians. They survive in the same market with us. They live with us. They have relations that are politicians. They have relations that are judges and journalists and any other person. So when you look at all these factors, they can be influenced. But I think the Nigerian judges, as far as I'm concerned, are still more independent, and then they are trying. I don't want us to always think, even in our own job, are we 100% correct? Are we 100% okay? Because we find a way of passing the buck to others. Can we examine ourselves? Can we evaluate ourselves in the job that we do, whether as a brief that's distracted by someone here? So the point is this: don't always let us think that we are okay and others are wrong. It is for us to be able to see in every human society that you have, there must be different factors that lead to successes and failure. But is there room for improvement? I don't agree, in my opinion, that politicians and political class have hijacked the judiciary. That is out of place. But they could have an influence because of the way and manner they have been appointed. Somebody will recommend who and say, I want my child. Look at one trend that's happening in Nigeria, which a lot of people, journalists and people don't take note of. That's why they report it. You see somebody who's a governor, he's leaving the office, he's replacing himself with his son or daughter. Somebody who is a senator is leaving, or he replaces himself or his relation to take over, and you find that they are always there. And these are people that take decisions. Look at the way and manner the state assembly is constituted. We have seen a condition where a governor pays for everybody's nomination fee for senator, and that is what we have. You see a local government election, nobody bothers about when election is supposed to be conducted. And we are busy talking about president. We are busy talking about the Senate. We are busy National Assembly. We are talking about governor. We are not looking at election and electoral process. And at the grass where me and you come from, every president comes from a local government. Every senator comes from a local government. And how the Nigerian governor, without exception, have continually destroyed electoral process at local government level. And where does the vote come for president? It's at the rural level. Where does the vote come for senators or governors? And they are from the rural level. Imagine what happened during this election. FCT that everybody is making noise never voted during the state assembly election and governorship election. They were in their market, they were in their shop, they were playing football. But me and you at various state level who are voting on that day. So unless we look at democracy holistically and not just a selective democracy, we cannot move on the way we think it should be. We should continually review. Now that the 2023 election is over, and then we are moving to 2027. What's supposed to be the role of journalists? What's supposed to be the role of civil society? What's supposed to be the role of security agents? What's supposed to be the role of politicians and how they recruit their members? What about INEC? These are the things that we should all see that I would have expected the NUJ, the journalists themselves to see that and say, how far did we go in 2003 general election? What about the FDA? How far do we go in the general election? In fact, the judiciary does that. They review, they organize seminar for themselves on this particular area. But how many of us, as the journalists, as the civil society, are doing all this holistic assessment? I'm not just picking from the top and say governorship election in Kano, governorship election in Kogi, or presidential election, as everybody, as if the roof will pull down, and there are no other structures of election that lead to both the president and the governorship election. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't agree with anybody that said the politicians have hijacked. I can only say to some extent, which is very meaning myself, they may have an influence on who preside over an affair. And normally, when somebody assisted you can see the way the governor-elect in Kogi State knelt down for Yaya Bello because he thinks that he does it for him and that he must go and pay homage publicly in the camera. That is what is there. When somebody assists you for you to get success in code, at the end of the day, you are willing to pay the person back one way or the other. That is what we are seeing.
Now, talking about these election petition cases, we've seen the APC, being favored in the light of the verdict that has been released so far, most especially the ones from last week, talking about Kano, Plateau State, and of course, Zamfara State. Now, does this validate concerns raised by former Vice President Atiku Abubakar that the nation is sliding into a one-party system?
The political parties are made of people. How many parties has himself joined to? You see, because a particular party continues to win does not mean or being declared. It doesn't mean that you have to be exchanging it. He goes there today, he goes there tomorrow. It's about the strength of each party. PDP was in power in Kogi State for several years. Ibro was there for almost 9 years. Wada was there for 4 years under PDP. Abdul was there under ANPP in Kogi State. And at federal level, for almost 16 years, we had the PDP taking over the power. Now it is APC. Who tell you tomorrow Abdul can also come up? In several other states at state level, we have seen other parties coming up winning the elections. So I have seen the pronouncement. So what he said is just talking as a politician because he lost, and he lost woefully. As far as I am concerned, I'm not a member of any party. I don't support any candidate, and I'm not against any party. It's left for each party to go back to the drawing board. Why did the APC now become APC today? There was a merger, and when they started in 2011, they said they are straight bed fellow and they cannot succeed. But the architect of that is also the president today, who gave himself a long time planning and thinking. And the immediate past president, they came together. In 2011, they couldn't succeed. But in 2015, they all came together, and 3 or 2.5 parties, as I would say, ANPP, half of them, CPC, and ACN, they all came together and they formed APC, and they have defeated PDP. Why is it that as of today, himself, as we read in the media, that is now proposing a merger of LP, or remember the fashion of LP, and then NFP, the Kano party. So this is what we are saying. When a politician lost, he wants to blame everybody. But when he wins, it's like a football game in Nigeria. When Nigeria win matches, we have one coach. But when Nigeria lost matches, we have more than 2 million coaches in Nigeria. So that is the way it is. What he said is a his own opinion, but I reject it totally. Let his party go back to drawing board and see how they can emerge again. Whether they are going to change their name, whether they are going to match with that political party, it is left for them and not their member. You even have companies that are merger. Owando match. That's what we saw in the health sector. So let the party now sit down and evaluate 2023 and strategize for 2020. So if he had won, will he have said the same thing that they are going to one party state? We can also have the one party state as long as the citizens they continue to believe in that party or they continue to manipulate their way. He has done that before. He has joined up to 3 political parties in the history. He has contested for president more than 3. He cannot deceive Nigeria. He cannot take the stage because of his resources and molding opinion. Let all of us go back to the board and work towards 2027 in Nigeria.
Comrade, when you look closely at some nations like Liberia, for example, they just had a rerun of the presidential election and President Weah conceded to Bokai of the opposition. And we're talking about a situation whereby, as a nation, we move past, issues of election petitions, and we have elections being decided by the court after people have gone to vote. And you talked about INEC's fair share of its responsibility in ensuring that doesn't happen, and even the masses themselves who need to be educated on how they vote and all of that. And everybody is a stakeholder in these elections based on your analysis so far. How do you move past, this issue of having elections, going to the court to be decided on?
It's about our value system and about interest. Our election results expose us to who we are. People like the Judge Weah contributed immensely as a footballer to the development of Liberia with his own personal resources. And he's not looking at himself. When he didn't win the first election, they said he was defeated. He went back to school and he became a president. Now, he felt he had been defeated. Not the main thing. And so it's not about him, it's about Liberia. He doesn't want to use his own position to plug Liberia back to crisis. So he accepted. But he make a particular addendum. He said we'll be back in 2029. So it's not giving up. But I congratulate the man who Liberians have elected in a peaceful way. But in Nigeria today, even in your family, you got somebody that hates you. In your offices, you have somebody that doesn't like you. A woman will dress well to the office or buy a car, they say na share will be. But when a woman contests election and he become a winner, they say all the men in that place have slept with her. That is the value system that we have. There is no success in Nigeria that people just think that you come through your own sweat. So it's about our value system. How many times has people like Atiku has contested for presidency before he won? Before after today he has not won. But how many times did the President Bola Tinubu have contested the election from Senate to governor, from governor to president? What about Baba Buhari? It's like that. We have seen somebody that will start with councillor. He goes to state assembly, he goes to national assembly, he leave that place and become the governor. We have people who contest for Senate or national assembly, and when you finish, you want to move to governor. They think they are the only one who knows it. They have forgotten the part that we have to go through some little sprees in spiritual. Even you think you must be there. When about death, take a cookie for example. How do you contest election? He has always been the same person. But he was about to be declared. It's like somebody who farm and put food on the table. He couldn't eat that food. The Kogi died. Kogi will not die. Nigeria will not die. So when we need to change our value system to sunset. That's why you have seen Yahoo people who want to make a living and make billions in one day. We have seen politicians who doesn't deliver. Look at the kind of development that we have in Kogi State. Look at the kind of leadership that we have produced in Kogi State. You are in Kogi State, you will see good growth in Kogi State. Where is the industry? What is the quality of hospital that is there? But you go and spend billions of naira. You brought money to my village. My village has no light for 8 months now. But yet, a commissioner brought money to come and share 5,000. If you are putting all this money together and if you have the electricity, will it not be better? What about the quality of the hospital in my village? These are the things that is there. So people think that they must always be there. It must be there. And that is what is happening. So when they even knew the loss and lost woefully, they still want to go back to the judiciary. They think they can buy the judiciary. Many of them, take Kayode for instance, in Ekiti State, when a journalist from Port Harcourt came to Ekiti State with a biro and recorded what happened in government house, notify or say error. And in court, he produced that one. They said, no, lawyer said it's not admissible. He said, no, don't use my laptop. Let us use the judge's laptop. Please, can you see that properly? He used the same biro to record the judges have played. It was admitted in evidence. So we need to do a lot, but our value system to leadership, our value system and interest in making success and money need to be changed. Look at people like Mandela. These are great. Look at what happened in South Africa. It's not only in Liberia. When the tenure of the president remained 9 months, the party sat down and said resign. And he resigned. Today he's alive, making his impact. Why must you make politics a do or die person? Why must you kill somebody because of election? Yes, you acquire so much billions of naira because you think it must only be you and enslave any other person. So I think it's about the value, it's about the interest. When you contest election is a contest. And in every contest, somebody must win or lose. So in that case, if you are not ready to lose in the first instance, you must also not contest that election. And that is very, very important to us, that as we are going to that election, we also be ready to lose. It's about acceptance. If people fail to vote for you, you cannot compel me to vote for you. Your $1 million cannot make me to vote for you. I am a man of principle, and I've rejected several offers, even from Kogi State government, not even the current one, in the olden days. So I don't have much, but my freedom is very important, and I don't think I need much in life, since I'm going to die anytime, and I can also die anytime and go away. What am I taking away? What did they have to take away from Kogi State when he died, or from his leadership quality and other issues that are affecting us? So it's about everybody, no exception. Our value system to leadership success need to be re-examined.
Now, still talking about moving past election petitions, do you think areas where INEC did not perform, they should be held accountable?
Where they say, I don't agree with you. That terminology is rejected, and I reject it outrightly. Why not also say where did they succeed? You sit down and say somebody has failed. Did you tell us that this is the area you think the person has failed? INEC have not failed.
But comrade, INEC at times failed to upload results to the IRF portal, and also the issue of BVAS functionality, most especially during the presidential elections, which was attributed to technicality. Is that not an area where you think INEC failed, and they should not be held accountable for that?
Let me tell you one thing. You are also acting out of ignorance yourself. Let me tell you one thing. We said it time with that number, and that is sentiment that you are bringing up, which I don't agree with you. The point is this: it is the IRF or portal that all of you are making noise around. Is the fact that it's still the same result that you collect at the polling unit that is transferred to the portal. Whether you stay 2 weeks before you transfer it, why it is that political party by law is compelled to have a party agent. It is the result you have, which is from EC8A, that you take away. That is what you are supposed to submit in court. Why do you want to sit down in your bedroom and say as a political party? Let me also tell you, even you and me does not have the right to go to court. You are only talking of time. INEC have the right, and Supreme Court has said it, how it intends to collect its result. Elections are still collected manually. When you collect the result of election, that's why I'm challenging the journalists. And I want to say the fact that you have also failed as journalists in Nigeria by not taking interest in what happened at polling unit. You are only there. When you go to polling unit and you get your result, you take this result and compare to what we have at the portal. Are they the same? And that's what we are witnessing now in many and some polling units in Kogi State.
Comrade, you need to calm down. INEC made these promises themselves. So how am I ignorant?
When you are dating her now, when you not marry her, you don't have money to buy her, and it divorce you. It's not about promise, it's about what the law says. INEC say I will do this. If you can see during the Naira crisis, you sit down with somebody and transfer money. The money will not go. Meanwhile, the bank have promised you that we will have 24-hour services. You go to your ATM, you want to pick money, you get there, your money is there, your ATM is not public because there is no network. I don't know why we are being sentimental about INEC. That there is lots of human society and human institutions that are promised us and have failed woefully. You go to the bank, you have up to 1 million in your bank account. They are giving you 20,000 naira. They don't take the bank to court. How many persons sue them during the Emefiele era as a plea to election to say, okay, I have my money, I want to collect my money. You need to give me my money. Did any journalists go to court? Did any judges go to court? Did any politician go to court? I think ordinary person like me and you that suffer this particular one. It's not about what INEC promised. It's about what is achievable within the and like I told you, it's about substantial compliance. It's not about 100%. Because I come on your television as an INEC officer and make promises, it's not binding on me in law. That is the issue.
Comrade, I must say that it is not about being sentimental, it's about being accountable. When you are given lots of money by the Federation, you should be able to account and deliver on that which you have said you would. And that is my bone of contention today on the show. But I must thank you for coming on Politics Now, Comrade Miliki. Thank you so much. All right, you're still watching Politics Now. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk about the Liberian presidential election. Stay with us.